Okay, good morning. I'm going to try to record the Excel assignment. So the Excel assignment is supposed to be like a quick little intro of, how to make a graph using some information you're going to type in. Nice little preview because you're going to use some of these skills in the Finch lab. So first, you're going to open up a blank Excel workbook, which I've done here. And at cell 1, you're supposed to type table 1, sample data entry and analysis. So I've done that. Then it says click on cell A1 and go to the Home tab. So here's the Home tab up here. And click on the bold icon in the toolbar right here, just like in Word. Change the font of cell A1 to Times New Roman 16 point. And 16 point. All right, done. Then it says enter the following data and information with the cell structure as shown, starting with cell A3. So there's cell A3. Three, 6. Oh, I must have missed one. Miami, Pittsburgh, Portland. Miami, Pittsburgh, Portland's, yeah. No, I don't think so. Oh, no, I definitely missed one. Yep, right here. Okay, so I got the information typed. All right, using the mouse or icon, starting at cell 3, click and drag to highlight all of the data you just entered, highlighting cells A3 to D10. Okay. Change the font of all data cells to Arial 14. Okay, and then it says, click to highlight cells A3 to D3, the column titles. Once highlighted, change the column widths to 20 character wide. So to do that, you go to Home, and then here it's underneath the Format, column width, and oh boy, whale. Here we go. Let's just do this. Maybe 20 is 20 pixels. So there we go. Highlight all data in cells A3 to D3. Center the data in columns. Highlight all data in cells A3 to D3. And center. I suppose we probably need to center this too. save your work periodically. Well, I would probably save it right now. Now let's sort the data by location and date. So it says highlight the data cells in labels, cells A3 to D10. Not including the table 1 type, so not that, just this. Choose the data tab and sort. So here's the data tab up here, and we're looking for a sort. And then notice that it automatically let go of the title of each column. So it's like, okay, we're just looking at this. No's. We're going to add a level. So first we're going to sort by location values A to Z. So click on this, location value A to Z. Then by date, and we're going to go oldest to newest. And if I hit OK, when I do, these should rearrange themselves accordingly, and the data should go with the location and date, and it does. So here's Miami, here's Pittsburgh, Portland, and Seattle. And then it's by date, oldest to newest. Let's try your hand at some basic data analysis with Excel. So add the following titles to your table. Cell B12, so right here, total sum, and then B13 is average. So we're going to write a basic cell equation in cell C12. This is kind of a fun one. You're going to type in equals sum, and these are functions you can use in Excel. Then you're going to go parenthesis, and you can type in C4 colon C10, or you can drag. I always like to click and drag like that. So C4 to C10, notice it's highlighted in blue. End of parenthesis, enters. So they basically have added up all these numbers for you, so you didn't have to punch them into a calculator. In cell C13, you're going to do the average. So again, anytime I want to do a function in Excel, it's equal sign. Type in average. So there's the function, parenthesis. And again, just click and drag. And it does the average for you, where it added them all up and divided by, is it 7? 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. When you have done is added total of cells C4 to C10 and averaged all the rainfalls from C4 to C10. Whoops, you've discovered you've made a mistake. The rainfall for Seattle on 5/23/90 is 1.06 inches, not 106 inches. So I'm going to go back and make a correction here. 1.06. Now watch what happens to the total sum and average. Whoa, that's a big difference. Make sure you save your changes once in a while. For cells C12 and 13, let's assume that we want the numbers in a format with one decimal place to the right of the decimal point. So I'm going to do this because notice I have a lot of decimals here. I'm going to highlight these cells. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, it's underneath the Home tab. You see this right here? Yeah. So this is going to increase your decimal, and this is going to decrease your decimal. There. And then it says that we want the Home Alignment Center icon, so we want to center these as well. There we go. So now we're going to perform a total sum and average calculation for the temperature column. Since we've already written an equation, we can just copy the cell equations to the new column, so we don't have to rewrite the equations. So to do this, you're going to highlight cell C12 and C13, which I have done so. And then you can click on the copy button and then paste it here. But I always like to just highlight and then look for the black plus sign, which is kind of like the same thing. And when I click and hold and drag it over, it copies the equation here, but it uses it for this column here. So if you add up all these numbers, you get 488, and then divide by 7, you get 69.7. And just to prove that I'm not lying here, I'll just click equals total, or sorry, sum parenthesis, and I'll just highlight these numbers. Look, it's 488. Okay, so there it is. Notice also that it kept the decimal points the same too. So it's another neat feature. Okay. Add an additional data in rows and columns. New data has been received from new port. We need to add this data into the table. Your job is to keep the location and dates in their proper sort order. Here's how to insert new rows of data. So you're going to highlight cells A6 and A7. Home, cells, insert sheet rows. Okay, so home, here's insert sheet rows. Now you can also, if I'm not mistaken, click like this, go to insert, but I think it's only going to give you, it might just give you one, but nope, gives you two. Okay, so when you highlight two, you get two. If you highlight one, you get one. So location is going to be Newport, and 523.90, 2.3 inches for rainfall, 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Newport, this time for June 24th of 1990, 3.3 and 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so added that. Notice that your total sum and average data have changed because this was 488, and now that I've added it, yeah, and if I click on it, it goes from D4 to D12. So that's all the numbers there. Didn't miss anything. Pretty slick. Okay, now we're going to create a new data column. You decide that a good way to analyze rainfall and temperature data is to create a hypothetical quantitative parameter known as the RT ratio with the following formula. RT ratio equals rainfall in inches divided by temperature in Fahrenheit times 1,000 to get to 8% of some sort. So you're going to click and highlight on cell C3. Go to Home, Cells. We're going to insert a sheet column. There's my new column. And we're going to call this the RT ratio, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I just have to shout it again. Look, it didn't mess with the equations at all down here, but okay. So RT ratio. Oh, and then we have to add the unit after that. So percent inches per Fahrenheit. Oh, did I? Oh, it's right there. Okay. I'm just going to make this column a little bit bigger just so you can see it, sort of. Okay, well, it's a little better. And never mind, it's bothering me. Okay. Highlight cells C4 to C12 and change to 3 decimal places. So C4, okay, sorry, change to 3 decimal places. First I'm going to change this to number, and oh, you know what, let's just see what this is. Yeah, here we go, decimal places to 3, there we go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make this a little wider column for all those decimals. Okay, now let's calculate the RT ratio by using some equations. In cell C4, right here, type in equals parenthesis D4 divided by E4 parenthesis, little asterisk there, 100, and I hit equals, or enter, sorry, enter. So Took this number, divided by that number, times 100. You get 1.528. Now I want to copy this equation all the way down. So again, you could, copy and paste it, or what I like to do is just find the little black plus sign, click, and drag all the way down, and there it is. Highlight and double check the contents of each to make sure it was properly calculated. Wow, that makes it easy. Using the cell equation, copy and paste method, now calculate the total sum and average for the RT values. So to do that, you just highlight these two, and you look for the little plus sign, and this time you're just going to drag this way. It's going to copy that equation. And just to double check, I click on it, it says sum of C4 to C12, that's all those values, and the average, same squares there, so we're good. Hopefully you're hitting save. Okay, now we're going to calculate additional summary statistics. So in appropriate cells below the average, so here, let's do some statistical functions. So for each data column, C through E, we're going to find the minimum, the maximum, the medium, the standard deviation, and the number of observations. So this is going to be my minimum. Oh, and I spelled that wrong. Go me. This will be my maximum. Wow, why am I struggling? Well, it's because it's like 52 in the morning. Standard deviation. Abbreviated SD as well. I'm cool with that. And number of observations. Yeah, I spelled that one wrong. Okay. Make this just, there we go. Now, to do the minimum value in the data set, to start any function, do the equal sign, and minimum's got its own, so you just type in min, parenthesis, and then the cells that you want to look at, C4 to C12. There it is, and then I can just click and drag on over. Maximum equals max, parenthesis. Click and drag those cells, end of parenthesis. Find the little black plus sign, click and drag over. Equals STDEV, parenthesis. C4 to C12 in the parenthesis. Click and drag that over. And then the number of observations is count, so equals count. Highlight data you're looking at. C4 to C12 means we have 9 observations. Black plus sign, drag it on over. It should be 9 for all of them. Okay. Nice. Now it doesn't say anything about decimals, I don't think. So you can just leave that, even though there are 3 and several for the standard deviation. If you want to change it to 1, I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Okay, moving on to making a graph in Excel. So this is just one way. So the next page says below are general directions for a scatter plot. I know you probably can't see in red, but it's the lighter black. Specific directions for our data. So it says 1, compose your data in a formatted table in Excel. We're going to use our rainfall divided by temperature data. Under the Insert tab, select Scatter. So Insert, and we're looking for chart here. So you get bar chart, column chart, pie chart. We're looking for a scatter. I think this is my scatter. Choose one that is just points. Okay, it's a blank slab because I haven't selected any data yet. A new set of tabs open up. It should be highlighted at the top of the Excel window. Yes, there has. Notice it says Format and Chart Design, and let's see, I should be looking for something else. Oh yeah, Chart Design. This is what I want because we're going to have to select data. Under the tab Design, choose Select Data. Okay, so we get this new window here, and we have to select data for our table. Click Add under the Legend Entries Series menu. Okay, wish I could pause here. I think I'm just supposed to select, it should be highlighted. I think I'm just supposed to already. I don't think there's an add button. I think you actually just have to like go out there and highlight. So just skip step 4. The series name box. Yeah. Oh, here it is. This is the add button. Oh my goodness. Okay, there it is. Wow. In the series name box, put the correct label for the lines series. Label temperature and rainfall. So temperature and rainfall. Please use capital letters. Okay, in the series X value box right underneath it, you're going to highlight the rainfall data for your X axis. So you notice the window goes away, so it's like, oh, you can actually see your Excel spreadsheet. And then highlight that data. And then I'm going to click on this down window again, and it's got some funky equations there. Now in the series Y value, we're going to do temperature data for your Y. So you click on this, window goes up, select the temperature data, go back down, repeat steps 5 through 8 for each line series you want to include. For this graph, we're just using this one series, but if you had multiple other scattered plots you needed to plot, then you would just add another legend entry and just continue on. All right, I think we're going to leave it at that and see what happens. All right, here we go. Let's see what it looks like. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So now under the Design tab, we're going to add axes title because it's not perfect. Yeah, I got a title, not very specific, and none of my X and Y axes are labeled. So go back to the design, and I always just like to do the quick layout. Like let's just click on this. Okay, there. So now I got some word boxes I can fill in. Give your graph a title. Add axis titles, including units. Okay, so this was my temperature. And this was rainfall in inches. And I don't really care for that title because it doesn't really tell you anything. So you need to come up with a title that actually tells you something. Maybe we could say like the rain temperature ratio of cities. Maybe put American cities. Okay. I wonder if I can just get rid of that. Oh yeah, I like that a lot better. I'm going to center this. Oh, that's better. Okay. You can alter the appearance of the legend. I just got rid of it. Choose an appearance that you like. Okay, formatting a graph. Now that you have a graph, you can make it look presentable for your data. Right-clicking on the title, axis, labels, legends, give you formatting options for all. Right clicking on the axis numbers and selecting format. Lets you format the appearance, font, how many decimal points you want to go to, as well as minimum and maximum values, major, minor divisions, linear, logarithmic. You can do this for each axis. We are happy with this. So then it says right clicking on any of the points of one line. So like you can do this and then right click. You can format your data series, change the color of your dots over here. You don't like blue, changing the black. I'm guessing somewhere, but I always just leave it. All right, so we're on step 17 and 18, and we need to add a tread line. Okay, using a best fit line. So got this, all these points. We want to find a line that best fits all of these. Right clicking on any of the points of the line and clicking add tread line. So I'm going to pick a point, I'm going to right click, it says add tread line. And I have the option of doing exponential, linear, logarithmic, polynomial, power, moving average. This is done mathematically. A window called treadline options has opened up. Okay, if yours is like this, you just down click and there's all your options. And we want to add a linear treadline to our graph, which is selected. But then we also want to include an r-squared value on the equation. So you can just look at it. So if you scroll down, you can display the r-squared value on the chart. I'm just reading out or in my head here. We can also display the r-squared, display the equation. I'm just going to click both so you can see what this looks like. So notice that it's a slope, y equals mx plus b, and then there's my r-squared value. And it says include an r-squared value in equation. So we want both. So make sure you click both to appear. And then you want to move it to a spot that is not in the way. Let me see if I can split it. There we go. That looks nice. Okay. And with that, I've made a line graph using this packet. And make sure you don't lose this packet because you might have to refer back to us for the Finch lab. But thanks for watching.